Hey y'all, long time no see. I know it's been a while since I had a video, and really I have a lot of work I should be doing for grad school right now, but this latest topic was just, it annoyed my soul so much that I was forced to take some time to discuss it. So I don't know if you all have heard about the story coming out of Duke University. Well, apparently there was this graduate director named Megan Neely, or Professor Neely. She also teaches a course. And she sent out an email to all her graduate students, basically asking them to not speak in Chinese while in the campus building. So apparently, this is how it happened. So apparently, two faculty members talked to her, reached out to her, and asked her to show them like their headshots of all the students, so they could determine which two students they overheard speaking in the lounge area. And they said they were speaking really loudly, but more importantly, they were speaking in a foreign language, their native language, and those teachers obviously couldn't understand it, so they were big mad. So she said they wanted to know their names in the event that they wanted to apply for jobs, because they weren't going to hire them, or if they wanted to apply for, like, in graduate school, all that stuff matters. Like, if you want to do research, you want letters of recommendation, all that stuff, that matters. So basically, they weren't going to lend that service to those students because they were speaking loudly on campus and then had the audacity, I guess, to speak in their native language. So here, I'm going to find the exact email because the email was just so ridiculous that I was appalled. And before you ask, yes, she is. Okay, so the email reads, "Hi all, I had two separate faculty members come to my office today and ask if I had a picture of the MB students. I shared with them the headshots of the first and second year cohorts taken during orientation. Both faculty members picked out a small group of first year students who they observed speaking Chinese, in their words, very loudly, in the student lounge/study areas. I asked why they were curious about the students' names. Both faculty members replied that they wanted to write down the names so they could remember them if the students ever interviewed for an internship or asked to work with them for a master's project." And then this part is bolded and underlined. "They were disappointed that these students were not taking opportunity to improve their English and were being so impolite as to have a conversation that not everyone on the floor could understand." It gets better. "To international students, please, please, please keep these unintended consequences in mind when you choose to speak in Chinese in the building. I have no idea how hard it has been and still is for you to come to the U.S. and have to learn a non-native language. As such, I have the utmost respect for what you are doing. That being said, I encourage you to commit to using English 100% of the time when you are in Hawk or any other professional setting. Copying the second year students as a reminder, given they are currently applying for jobs. Happy to discuss more, just stop by my office." When I first read it, I was speechless. So first of all, this is the problem with the argument. Oh, racism is over. Oh, just get over it. Oh, there's no such thing as white privilege. Because the fact that she even felt comfortable enough, I mean, we all know there's people that feel this way. I think this latest election cycle has really revealed that we have a bigger issue than we initially thought. But the fact that she felt this comfortable enough to send this email out means that she didn't think there was anything wrong with what she said. Like, she thought this was completely right. And the two teachers that reached out to her. So basically, this is what happened. So these people that think like this, they're in positions of power, which means they have the right to hire, they have the right to fire. And this Neely lady, she was a graduate director, which means she's in charge of like admission. So these international students, she could have, I don't know. First of all, the department was in biochemistry or something like that, something in the science field. So it has nothing to do with language at all. Even so, who is she to dictate what language someone speaks in their building? Not to mention, and what pisses me off so much is they were so entitled and so nosy that I think they were just upset that they didn't understand what they were saying and felt like they had that kind of the cojones to demand that you speak in English when it just sounds like slave master talk. Like, oh, you on my land, we let you over here. You should be grateful enough and speak our language. I was so pissed off. And, I already don't like Duke, but I just didn't. I'm so mad. And I don't know if it would have affected me as much if I wasn't in graduate school right now. And I could only imagine somebody telling me, and I'm in the lounge, because you're basically there all day, because you don't have like the typical amount of classes that like undergrad students have. So you're in those lounge areas all the time. They become like your second home. And to tell me that while I'm in my second home, I can't speak my native language just because you don't know, you can't understand it. Like I'm just so mad for them. And I think her only punishment is that she had to step down as graduate director, but she's still a professor there. So imagine going to a class like that where your teacher already has this attitude about you based off the language you speak or inherently the color of your skin. And that's my problem with these structures, is that's why I'm pretty much in graduate school, so we get more people of color in these positions of power so that we don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. Because, and the crazy thing is that Asians are the model minority, so to speak. Like they have the good stereotypes, they're the smart ones, and they still are subjected to this kind of treatment. So just imagine how it is for the rest of us. And I'm just mad that the other two teachers haven't been outed. Like the teachers that brought it up initially, that they even, like, they're basically not going to hire students if they don't speak their language. Like, they're basically prejudiced. And apparently this Neely lady, she sent out an email like this before. This isn't her first time. And I'm so hot just thinking about it. And I don't know, I can't believe that she was that bold to send out that email. I could just imagine. And then she clearly didn't think that was going to happen, or there was going to be any backlash, because obviously it got screenshot, put on Twitter, went viral, and Duke had to release a statement. But and they apologized or whatever, but I just don't think it's good enough. Like, the nerve. And I'm going to show y'all a picture of Megan Neely, because I feel like, I already told y'all, yes, she is, but I want y'all to see her, because I don't think she gets a pass from this. I mean, to me, if you're big enough to say it, you need to be big enough to deal with the consequences and have your face plastered around. So let me show y'all her. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, so it's not, doesn't want to show a picture, just a second. And I'll tell y'all there. Okay, so this is Megan. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that. Can y'all see it clearly? That's how Megan looks. Okay, and let me read y'all her apology, because she did issue an apology, but clearly she didn't think anything wrong with that. Let me see, Professor, she apologized. This Washington Post article. Okay. She said, "I deeply regret the hurt my email has caused. It was not my intention. Moving forward, it's my sincerest wish that every student in the Master of Biostatistics is successful in all of their endeavors." Okay. That's it. That's all she had to offer after all of that. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of, I hate like that when you say something politically incorrect that you have to go on record and apologize. When clearly, it's one thing if you really sincerely mean the apology, but she clearly, this is ingrained in her. Megan, this is how she feels. She said what she said and she meant it. Well, she wrote what she wrote, or she typed what she typed and she meant it. And then she said, happy to discuss more. Like, basically, like, she wanted all the smoke. You could come to her office and discuss it more if you wanted to. And I was fuming. I was talking to my mom about it. And I was so hot. Like, I was at Duke. Like, I was one of those students that was talking. I don't know. I'm still mad. And then I think the article also said, not that it matters how many Asian students there are, but the Asians make up like half of that. I don't know if it's the graduate students in that department, or if it's in the whole department, graduate and undergraduate. But they're darn near the majority, and you gonna come and tell them that they can't speak in their native language. I mean, if you're that freaking nosy, maybe you need to learn Chinese. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you That's just like me. I was talking to my friend today, and while we were in the graduate lounge, that's just like me saying going to the nail shop, and like they probably are talking about your feet while they're doing your nails. They start speaking. I don't know if it's Vietnamese or Chinese. I don't know because I don't speak the language, but that's just like me telling them, oh, when you're doing my feet, you can only speak in English. I come into their place of business and me telling them how they can speak, how they can carry themselves. I would never do it. And I'm a paying customer. Like, I just, Megan. I'm just so pissed off. And I think she still teaches. So, like, she's still in a position of power. She's still over people's grades because even if she's not admitting people into the graduate program, she still controls people's grades. So, who's to say that she won't hear some people speaking in Spanish and be like, oh, well, you're over here in America, you should be speaking English. I don't think you're being appreciative enough. You're gonna get a B in my class. Like, what's to stop her from doing that? So I don't know. I think she should definitely be fired. And I'm not sure what's Duke's comment. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they released a statement. Let me see. Duke statement. That was just hot. Ooh, that was hot.